Hello, folks. Greetings. This is a quick update. Once more, you are on the GMA connections, and today is still Friday, the 14th of November, 2025. You're welcome to this platform, and this is a quick update on the information that I brought here earlier on in the day. Earlier on in the day, I indicated here that Tchiroma Bakari, the president-elect, as he's called, of the Republic of Cameroon, was going to address the nation today. But at the end of the day, I got information from people close to the communications of Tchiroma Bakari that due to some very unforeseen circumstances, that address to the nation has been moved forward, and it's definitely not likely going to take place this Saturday, but it will certainly take place over this weekend. I can't specify whether it's uh, early Sunday or wherever, but it's definitely going to take place within the next 72 hours. I was not giving specifics, but simply the information that was shared with me indicates that Tchiroma Bakari was actually getting ready to make that speech, to make that communication, to unveil, his action plan going forward with respect to the resistance that has to be put in place to ensure that Mr. Paul Biya and his cronies who stole the last elections, I'm using their words, who stole the last elections, is actually kicked out of power. And so the sources indicate that Tchiroma Bakari and his team are still very, very determined, very focused on ensuring that they protect and, and that they protect the votes of the people, they protect the choices of the people, and that they go right ahead to ensure the liberation, I'm using their words, of Cameroon from the Biya system, the Biya oligarchy that has been in place for 43 years and counting. The sources also indicated that they have their ears to the ground. They are observing very keenly. They are taking note of all what is happening on the ground in Cameroon. He noted that they're shocked at the kind of manhunt that is going on right now, especially in Garua, with people targeted just because they might have been close to Tchiroma Bakari at one point or the other. They are also roundly condemning the actions of the government of Mr. Paul Biya, or what they are now referring to him of impostor Paul Biya, for victimizing some members of the armed forces simply because they have the feeling that those could have some sympathies with Tchiroma Bakari and with the people of Cameroon, but made very clear that the team is putting together a very strong strategy going forward to make sure that they will cripple Mr. Paul Biya's system and force them to kind of to force them to abandon. I'm actually making sure I choose my words to say things that really align with exactly what I have been told. So I therefore was told that that communication today was cut off at the very last minute because of some very important circumstances that they really, really could not control. That said, my own comment right now would be that while it's appreciable that Mr. Tchiroma Bakari himself continues to come to talk to the people of Cameroon, continues to come and address the people, just as I pointed out in my earlier communication, it will be very important and even a duty for Mr. Tchiroma Bakari and his team to, appoint and present to the people a communications team, a team that will keep the people abreast, because the gaps that are observed thus far in the communications, between Mr. Chiroma's communications really doesn't seem to be helping the situation, because when there are those gaps, the apparatchiks of Mr. Paul Biya's regime are out there, in their good numbers, doing their level best to fill those gaps with misinformation, to fill those gaps with manipulation, to fill those gaps with discouraging imagery that will make the people begin to wonder whether the resistance still makes any sense at all. And if you want to look at them, you see that the first and most important one has been the focus on the fact that, on the claim that Issa Chiroma Bakari is out of the country. He has decided to run to safety and abandon the people to, be fending for themselves, abandoning them to, put themselves in harm's way. If he were supposed to be, if he wants to be a serious man, he should have stayed on the ground to fight with them. Of course, fortunately enough, there is still a lot of confusion around that, and a lot of people can't really place a finger on whether Issa Chiroma Bakari is in Yola, whether he is in the Gambia, as they are saying, whether he's even in Niger, as they pointed out, or whether he has already arrived Senegal, where they say he intends to go to, or he is still in Garwa. And so, I will always say very prudently that the last place where he was effectively seen, where we saw him talk to people, on camera and all of those things, was Garwa. And if you ask me, I will continue to say, of my own volition, this is not like I'm saying that I have the information specifically that's in Garwa. I continue to say he's in Garwa because, truth be told, what the people want is information. What the people want are guidelines. What the people want is coordination. What the people want is to have the possibility to predict what they are supposed to do next with respect to the resistance. Coordination will be brought in if Mr. Tchiroma and his team put in place a communication team that they present to the public and the people know that, okay, these are now going to be the mouthpieces. Their role is to roll out information on a constant basis. They can roll out information by talking. They can roll out information by sending out press releases. They can roll out information by sending out social media posts and all of those that will keep the people abreast, that will make sure that there is no communication gap that can be filled by the manipulators of the Republic of Cameroon. So if that is done, it will really go a long way to help those people too who are determined to stand with Mr. Tchiroma to see exactly how they participate in this particular resistance. I should point out here that obviously they might not have expected that things could turn this way, but each time you are dealing with a dictatorship, bear it in mind that things can go anyway. So you're supposed to have plans A, B, C, D, and even E, and make sure that all of them are in executable state. That at any given point, you just need to press on a plug and off. That plan is going. Because when the people stay for long and start losing a sense of direction and also start losing a sense of purpose, and they're getting pounded with misinformation and all of that, at some point discouragement sets in. At some point fear takes over. The determination that the people had, and at the end of the day, you begin to witness failure. That's why I see, even in the messages, in the message column of my previous communication of earlier today, I see some people really say, oh no, it's already a failure. No, they should just forget about this. They should just wait for the next 7 years. I don't think that is what Mr. Issa Chiroma Bakari wants to do. I don't think he wants people to wait for 7 years. And of course, don't forget that he's also aware that people are waiting to hear what he will say after the expiry of his 48-hour ultimatum. But also note that an ultimatum of 48 hours doesn't mean that at the 49th hour, action will begin happening. It will simply mean that, okay, I've observed that you don't want to do what I've told you to do, or you don't want to, stand the way I want us to stand. You don't want to show, good faith. And so as a result, anything can happen at any time. The notion of anything happening at any time is what should be more practically taken with respect to ultimatums of such a nature. So that said, folks, I think we absolutely lose nothing waiting to see exactly what will happen. And then, just in passing, there was an incident today in Sabga. Sabga is in the southern Cameroon. Sabga is in the northern zone, and that is in Mezam County. And so in Sabga today, there was a very sad incident. Some gunmen went in and apparently interrupted people that were praying in a mosque and opened fire, randomly. And I mean, from the pictures that I saw, I think about three people were said to have died. And immediately there were some reports that came out saying that that unfortunate action, that condemnable and that heinous action, was carried out by Southern Cameroon self-defense fighter or freedom fighter fighters, and particularly one of them was mentioned, and that was the only bro. That's a general, the only bro from Bamising. But again, in an audio communication, I mean, that I listened to just a while ago, the only bro is making it really clear, crystal clear, that he's not aware of what happened. I hope we can hear him. Good Amazon, people are the only they come on board. For talk for Amazonian people. And thing where I want to talk for Amazonian people now say, I dey go direct to the point. I no want for the talk something before I dey go direct for the point. I dey go direct for the point there. I don't know what that mean. I mean me for. Oh, mean I. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I don't follow. I don't. I don't. Oh, I be don't follow you. I don't know what that mean. I get waiting for life, but ye go last me. T way. Oh, he go last Amazonian people. T way me. I don't ever do one for ye. Yes. Today, me I did for Bamising. We military even day inside Bamising. Outside. We don't dodge we go she down for some place. I want 1 year for the play of day. Go the Hala for Sabga around roughly 2 o'clock so 2 something. Go the Hala for Sabga. We should don't for day. We talk say Missy where they play for day. We talk say me they know they play the music. They say go on the Hala. We the year they go how the Hala. In 1 past 30 minutes. We want enter for phone. We see how we me for don't post and for they say the only blood don't go attack mosque. So now the kind way you want me Muslim people they fight the only blood now. Now your own kind way where you want now your own kind way where you want me Muslim people that they fight the only blood. Me I know be don't ever attack Mororo man. Me the talk someone say Awuza person. All Awuza way for inside what place for yeah. We not then now one. We not then no get problem. And we not go ever get problem. Now our brother them. If I dey talk so person where he go attack the Muslim people, they talk say na me. We left all thing for God. But they make a me memo for no say. I be think say he be correct journalist. He the years until you know they investigate. You know they investigate whether he pass na how, whether the person talk na say what he, you know they investigate. But he the only talk on how if he talk. He don't talk him. But me memo for take time. That name way they call him so. Take time. I don't want to talk plenty. I don't make up for now. So when the one key person that they come for his kids sumo. But I want to tell you I know say me sumo me for you sumo. You sumo. Yes, you sumo for thing where you try for do am. You don't hear no? Me for sumo for thing where he want try for do am. The thing go pass you. Ona who go attack for Saga, Ona who go attack for Saga, me for the call my name, say the only bro. You don't know the kind of people the way if you call their name. No problem. Now just more audio that way I want make them. Me then send them, me go meet up me. Well, as you have heard from that audio communication, the general, the only bro, as he's referred to, is making clear that his group is not aware of what happened in Sabga. He's making clear that they were, having running battles with the military in Bamising today. I mean, people taking positions here and there, and so they sat. I mean, in a place somewhere, because Bamesing quite is, I mean, they share boundaries with Sabga. So at some point they heard gunshots and they thought that initially was there was music going on in places. And so when they tried to, find out what was happening, later on they heard that there were gunshots that were taking place in Sabga. And so he's complaining that later on he only, saw on social media. I mean, about he says over 30 minutes later on, saw on social media with Mimime for saying that that Enos action was carried out by him and his group. So he's making clear he's not aware of who carried out the action. He is not part of that action. He's making clear he has good working relationships with the Fulanis who are in the place also called Mbororos. He's never fought them. He's never attacked them. I mean, they have been. I mean, they've been living in peace and all of that. So he doesn't have any issues with them. But I should come back here on this issue quickly to, draw our attention to something. Look, folks, don't forget when Issa Chiroma Bakari was in Bamenda, he said that he had communicated with Chris Anu, who is, one of the figures in the pro-independence fight for the people of the Southern Cameroons, aka Ambazonia. And because he said he was close with Chris Anu, that he had spoken to Chris Anu, I told Chris Anu, I'm going to Bamenda, I'm going to your land, please protect me. And, a lot has been interpreted. This has been interpreted in various ways by the Biya government, and of course they have even gone as far now saying that the Southern Cameroon's freedom fighters, those are the commonly referred to as the Amber Boys, that they have gotten into agreements or into arrangements with Issa Chiroma Bakare's camp to move into the Republic of Cameroon to support him in fighting to overthrow the Biya government. These are all fallacies. I have said this before and I'm reiterating it here, that this is all fallacies, totally fallacies. And some of this act will be carried out because they will tell you later on, and you should ask Paul Atanganji how these things happen, because he always knows how they happen. They will get people, let them, dress up as if they were Amber Boys, so that those who will be at the scene of the shooting will say, we saw them, the way they were dressed, the kind of things that they carried, the kind of approaches that they made seem more as if they were Amber Boys. It's the same thing they did in Gabu. When they did that in Gabu, they came and claimed that people were there. Some people claimed that no, the people that they saw were Amber Boys, until the international rights organizations came out with satellite imagery that proved the contrary. So you will find that some of these kind of actions will be carried out, and they will tell you later on that those people were attacked because they were CPDM, because they were this, because they were that, and they will soon do everything to kind of create a link to say it's because they're in connivance with Issa Chiroma Bakari, and so he is a terrorist, because they've been looking for means to also tag him a terrorist, as it is the case. So you are going to see a lot of these kind of things happening. This is the more reason we have to stay very vigilant. This is the more reason we have to pay a lot of attention to the things that are happening around us. And this is the more reason we have to be careful how we dissect information that gets to us. So this said, I will continue to monitor the situation as it is on the ground, and I will continue to come back here to make sure we are regularly updated. And of course, there are a lot of things to going on in the Southern Cameroons. Those that we can communicate will be communicated right here. And again, do not forget, I promise that I'm going to stop over to say one or two things to help, enlighten some of the citizens of the Republic of Cameroon, or let me call them the Francophones, who say they still need to get adequate information as to, what happened, what transpired in 1961, as to why we are saying that we do not belong to the one and indivisible. And I always tell them, their country, La République du Cameroun, the Republic of Cameroon, can be one and indivisible, of course, but without including the Southern Cameroons. So we'll have an opportunity to clarify on this. So thank you again once more for your very keen attention. So thank you for your kind attention. If you are not yet subscribed to this channel, go ahead and hit on the subscribe button, and make sure you personalize, so that each time there's something new, you will be the first to know. Share the link too as much as you can so that we continue to reach as many people as possible and keep people sensitized, keep people encouraged, and keep people mobilized as we continue to fight for freedom. Thank you very much once more for your kind attention. Have a nice evening.